Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trauma Bond and Elixir. We are talking about forgiveness. We're going to look at it from a different angle. I'm Lucia Costin, rapid transformational therapist, and a lot of the times we see this word tossed around so easily, right? Just forgive and forget, get over it. Oh, you're still hung up on that, huh? And a lot of the times we are pushed to forgive, even though we're deeply hurt. And what I see often is this pushing creates even more problems because then we are also angry at ourselves for not being able to let go. And from one problem that was in the past, you now carry two problems. One was what happened and those feelings and those thoughts that at times we repress because we label them as wrong, or we feel that we should not be um, having them around. And then there's also the anger towards ourselves and the shame we feel because we're not able to let go. And forgiveness is very, very complex, and it's an emotional process. It's very powerful. So today we're going to unpack it. We are going to look at what exactly is it? What's the strength? What's so important about forgiving? One thing that you have to understand is that if you forgive somebody, that doesn't mean you agree with what they did. Forgiveness is not approval. It doesn't mean that you are saying what happened was okay. I'm pretending I was not hurt. Forgiveness is saying, I acknowledge what happened. I feel the feelings. I choose to not carry this anymore. I choose to treat myself better, and I choose to not put myself into into situations that will cause me more pain. You can forgive somebody and still cut ties, still not speak to them. And you can forgive somebody and give them a second chance. It is all up to you. It's about your inner peace, not their comfort. And also, in the process of letting go and, holding grudges, sometimes we hold grudges for so long, it becomes part of who we are. It slowly becomes part of us. And we forget how life is without that story there. You know, we go through this armor that we carry, and at times we're, oh, I'm so proud, it made me so strong. But over time, we realize that it doesn't make us strong, it just adds to the burden that we have to carry, and it's getting heavy. Forgiveness, surprisingly, feels very light. I don't forget what happened. I'm just reclaiming the power that I have. I'm letting go of the power that the pain had over me. I choose to let go. Okay. And again, we need to forgive things for our peace of mind and for our comfort, and to be more lightened so we will not carry this burden with us. And there is at times a lot of hardness in this. There's a lot of conflict that goes with forgiving. It's not easy, and at times it cannot happen overnight. And that's okay. We all have our processing, we all have our past, we all have things that we find difficult to let go because they have now become a part of who we are. It became a part of our story. Maybe at times we feel that we were messed up, we were shattered, we were broken beyond repair. And maybe you you're not who you want to be because of this burden that you are bearing and this grudge that you keep holding on to. But guilt that lingers too long becomes shame, and then we get trapped by this shame. So I want you to do a bit of introspection and ask yourself, if I knew better then, would I have done better? Oftentimes the answer is yes. So maybe it's time to forgive yourself and give yourself that grace, because when you forgive, it's not a one-time decision. Sometimes it's a practice, it's a choice we make again and again and again. And some days you feel free, some other days your wound may reopen. And that's okay because healing is not linear. So, on this path of forgiveness, I want you to understand that you're doing it for you. And that's the only thing that you should be aware of. I said a lot of the times people feel shame and anger towards themselves because they're not able to let go, and they feel very pressured by society, family, maybe religious beliefs that you have to do it. And again, if you're trying to push a balloon underwater, you're going to feel the resistance. It's the same thing with forgiveness. The more you try to push it without addressing the wounds and without addressing the pain, the more resistance you're going to get and the more hurt you're going to get. So I want you to look inside, and you can write a letter, you can speak it out loud, you can go for a walk or a jog in the morning and release this for yourself. Let go of the burden for yourself so that you can enjoy life, you can enjoy other experiences, to feel that lightness that forgiveness brings. So wherever you are in your journey with forgiving someone else or forgiving yourself, I hope you remember this. You don't need anyone's permission to heal. Forgiveness is not a weakness. It's not quiet. It's just a radical act of freedom. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Do let me know in the comments about your thoughts, and I would love to hear about it. Share this podcast with somebody who needs to hear this. Thank you.